Okay, in this chapter, we're going to go through setting up your MIDI, of course. So you've got the software installed on your computer. You've got your audio interface connected and it's working properly. You have your MIDI controller set up and it's working properly. The first thing you need to do is to set up your MIDI ports. So in order to do that, we're going to go up here to Devices, select Devices, then we're going to go to Device Setup. And if you do not have MIDI port setup highlighted under Devices, please do so at this time. Once you do that, you'll see the MIDI port setup menu to the right. And what you would normally see, I don't have any MIDI devices connected, but depending on whether you had a controller or some other MIDI device, you would see a whole list of them here. And I only have an out listed. You would see a different color coding for your in as opposed to your out. So if you're looking at this and you're seeing a whole bunch of stuff here, you're going to see a color code of a yellow for your ins, and this like kind of what is that, turquoise like color? Turquoise color for your, let's go with turquoise color for your outs. You can see under devices that would list the devices you had connected. Port system name is the name that your computer gave that port, and show as, that's the name you can give the port. So you can see here right now it has the same name. I'm going to change that just to show you how it works. So let's say I wanted to call this, I don't know, let's just call it Rick's port. I know that's corny, but, and change that to Rick's port. And now when you go out here and you look at it under your MIDI devices, that would help if I had a MIDI track here. So let's put a MIDI track in there, just for demonstration purposes. Okay, so as you can see right there now it says Rick's port. It says that because I changed the name, and by changing the name, it will, it will show up in your list. So the other thing that's important here is visible. You see there's an X there. If I were to remove that X, then Rick's port would no longer show up. But by removing that X, it does not disable the port. The port is still enabled, and if you have something already set up to play off that port, it's going to still work. You're just not going to see it in the list. So as we go back here to our list now, the name is gone because I made that port invisible. That port is a ghost now. So and you can see here also your state is self-explanatory. It's either going to be active or inactive, meaning you're using it for this project or you're not using it for this project. And the only other thing that's important that you really need to know about is the use system timestamp. That's only going to be on Windows. If you're using a Mac device, you're not going to see that. But by checking that, that gives you better MIDI performance, better syncing capabilities. So that's pretty much MIDI setup. I want to thank you very much for viewing, and I hope it's been informative to you.